What is up, everybody? Welcome back, and as always, it is the one and only crypto enthusiast, aka Light Liger here, and today we are going to be talking about the crypto markets for the year 2021, which top coins are going to be going to the moon, which ones are going to be rising, which ones are going to be staying the same, and which ones are going to be going down, 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 down. And yes, for the full disclosure, I am not a financial advisor. I really recommend getting a second opinion from another influencer, a publication, or a real investor perhaps to get a second opinion on the possible investment which I'm going to be proposing here today to get a better idea of the risks. And I'm going to be using this own tier maker, which I did on tiermaker.com. I put a bunch of different coins here. Not obviously absolutely everything here. Missing stable coins, obviously, from the very top. But these ones are going to be talking about here in this video. And I'm going to be placing them on this 6-tier list. Basically 5, because there's this sort of dark horse category, which I will get into a second. But I want to talk about a couple of key, very important events that have taken place in the crypto sphere. So first of all, we have the Office of the Comptroller of the Currency, okay, in America, and they have basically laid out that they're going to be issuing stable coins, and those stable coins are going to be issued on some chain, and there's been speculations which chain is that going to be about. And my friend Denom did a very excellent video on the subject. He goes much more in detail, laying out all of these things, and I really recommend watching his video if you want to learn more about this. But basically, it seems to be USDC. Now, USDC is basically working on 3 blockchains. You have Ethereum, Algorand, Solana, and also Stellar is going to be supporting USDC in the future. IBM is also on Stellar, working on there. And then there is also the 5th option, which is Matic, which is also sponsored by Circle. So those could be potential things. Ethereum is just too congested. I just don't see that happening. So it's probably going to be one of those other 4. And investing on them is a very smart opinion, because this is like $1 trillion possibly coming in to the scene that could be making the market cap the highest in the world above Bitcoin. So that's very interesting. And also, this is a bit older news, which I've talked about. These are the potential digital assets which are going to be added on Coinbase. NewCipher, for example, is already there. A couple of interesting ones from this list are the Numeraire and Synthetics, B-Chain, Horizon, and Compound, for instance, and Bancor, and Digibyte. So those are also like very good investments. If you buy them before they get into the Coinbase or Coinbase custody, you're going to be reaping some rewards. And then there's this whole XRP thing. We have slightly talked about it on streams, obviously. And as you know, XRP is still going on these SEC problems. There's not just SEC lawsuits, there's also civil lawsuits. And this is problematic, and this listing just continues for XRP. Yes, XRP gained a lot of that price back. Is that artificial bump from the developers or something like that? Is it price manipulation? I don't know. But I still am very bearish on XRP for the long term. And the last bit of news is also about the Tether stuff, and I talked about this on Discord and Telegram, that the Tether is going tomorrow, going into this audit or something, and Bitfinex is kind of connected to this, all of this, and obviously Justin Sun is connected to Bitfinex. And I've just moved all my Tether into USDC and other stable coins or Bitcoin, and that's just to survive this possible dip that may happen tomorrow or may not happen. Maybe it already took place earlier, I don't know, but tomorrow there might be some bad stuff happening. So I'm going to be saying that keep your eyes open for what's going to be happening tomorrow. Maybe there's a chance of dip. Could be a very massive dip if Tether actually gets ruled as a security or they get slapped on the wrist. Many things can happen. But let's get into the actual tier list now that we have covered a bunch of these news. Now, let's talk about let's start from the top to bottom, I guess is the best way to do. Now, the Emperor tier is the best tier. Dark Horse represents things that could have immense potential, or you don't really know what's going to happen with them, okay? Grand tier is generally coins that are going to be doing well, They're going to be going positive, maybe 2x. Emperor tiers are, in my opinion, things that are going to be going above 3x. I don't want to put a lot of numbers on these things because it's all so relative and so hard to predict what is going to be happening. So I'm going to be using a lot of references to the older statistics what we have before. What were the previous highs for these coins? And that means that possibly those highs can be breached. For the case of Ethereum, for instance. Then there's the OK tier, which are, decent investments, maybe go 20 to 50% up. Negative tier, which are going to be going down or relatively staying the same from its current price or versus Bitcoin. The rip tier is generally coins that I think I'm going to be dying or just having pretty bad losses. Now, the first thing we have here is Aave. I think Aave is pretty explored coin already. I think it belongs to OK tier because I don't think it can get listed in a lot of places anymore outside from Coinbase. So I don't really see that much, potential there in terms of price growth. Then we have Ion, and they had all of these goddamn messes this year. It's definitely going to the RIP tier. Algorand was one of those coins that we talked about earlier, and I think it's definitely on, if it's going to be chosen as the platform to launch, more USDC, it definitely is an Emperor tier, but I'm not sure it's going to be chosen over Stellar, for instance. But I'm going to be putting it in the Grand tier because I see a lot of potential on it. I want to make more Algorand videos, but there's not really a lot of dApps on the platform yet, not a lot of DeFi going on. So there's a lot of building to be done on Algorand, just saying. Then we have AVAX, obviously did a video about it earlier. This is kind of like Algorand in a sense. It's a bit of a dark horse player, but it's not... It could be on the OK tier, but I think it's just a wild card right now. It's going to be happening. There's so many smart contract blockchains right now, and not all of them are going to be going through. So you have to be pretty smart about it. But I think betting on all of them in general can be okay chance to still, because people believe, and you can still operate on those chains on smart contracts, whatever it's proof of weak hands or something else, which can make you more money. So it can profit you from a different way than hodling, so to speak. And AVAX and Algorand still have staking profits, so that's good. Band Protocol had a pretty nice gains earlier. I don't think those are going to be stopping yet. I'm going to be seeing still stuff happening for it. Band is already everywhere, so that's why I'm not putting it in the Grand tier, because I don't think that there's much more to go up from here. Then we have BAT. BAT, a basic attention token, they stopped the referral programs, and that has decreased shilling quite a fuck ton. And that's why I'm not very bullish on it. I think it's gonna be maybe seeing some negative things. I don't see what they could be possibly developing, unless they're gonna be coming out their own YouTube. That would be game breaking. That would put them to the Emperor tier probably. But unless they do a big announcement, I don't see much gains. It could be in the OK. I think it's gonna be, as I stated, negative tier. It can be something that's going to be very either negative or staying around the same price park, and that's where I believe it belongs. Binance chain. Binance is just as a big player, and BSC has been taking up, and it's not on the price point where I want a blockchain to be, but it's more affordable than Ethereum at least, and has less scams than Tron and Ethereum. So there are positives to Binance chain because of that, and it's a big established chain already and has grown pretty well so far. So I'm liking what I'm seeing so far. Bitcoin Cash, I think it will just correlate a lot with a lot of these things going on. So I'm just going to be putting it OK tier. Bitcoin Cash last all-time high was at, let's see it here on the bottom. So all-time high was $4,000. Now, that's a lot of money. It's 10% of that. Now, you gotta really think about it, that during the altcoin season, now Bitcoin Cash obviously had these splits before that, so there's a lot of reasoning before this. But I think it definitely has opportunity to go to 1K. I think that's definitely on the table. But yeah, I don't have much else to say. I think cash development is still ongoing. Then we have Bitcoin Diamond. It's a RIP tier stuff. I don't think they even have a white paper going on. I don't think the developers are working on anything. There's no reason to invest on it. Then there's Bitcoin Gold. Too many hacks already. I think 2 this year, if I remember right off the bat. It's very unsecure network due to have a low hashing power. Just like no point. Just get cash over gold or Bitcoin Diamond, in my opinion. Bitcoin SV, it's always a bit manipulated type of stuff. Craig is gone. He has these lawsuits going on. I think it's kind of between the negative and the okay tier. I think it can ride alongside with a lot of others, but it did fall out quite a lot when we look at the actual charts. I think, yeah, it's on 14th, and soon Monero might be actually taking over. Well, actually not. There was a little closer to that, but you got passed by Wrap BTC. So, I mean, you're a joke at this point, right? So I see that Bitcoin SV is just going to be falling out further and further out of the list. Bitcoin, obviously, it's either the Grand or Emperor. I think it can go 3 times up from now. We are at 38K. We're pretty high right now as I'm making this video, but you know, 50K is still quite, 60K is still on the table. So, you know, the recent growth has been pretty good. So I think, you know, 60K, 70K, definitely on the table. Does that justify an Emperor tier? Maybe not. Maybe it's actually a Grand tier then. Because it's not going to be going 10x. Then we have BTT, pretty useless. I'm going to be doing it a negative, too high supply. Then we have Cardano, the first one on the Emperor tier. I heard from the grapevine that there might be a launch on Goguen very, very soon. Very soon. Very soon. Okay, let's like in next month. In the next 30 days or something, perhaps. Now, that's going to be huge. Cardano, still not on Coinbase, not on a lot of these things, and it can just boost up. They're going to be having Litecoin on their chain. A lot of these compatibility things. A lot of potential I see on Cardano. I changed a lot of my Ethereum to Cardano recently, and it has now become my 3rd largest bag. And I really believe in Cardano. I like what's going on. I like Charles. I like his philosophy. The system that Cardano has built it out, the DPoS, is the best for decentralization. Now, I want to do a video about proof of work versus proof of stake, versus proof of capacity. But there's where we're going to be talking about that a bit more. Then we have Celsius, Grand Tier, obviously, due to the fact that it's just going up, because they have that buyback system. And there's going to be more coins listed here on Celsius. By the way, Cardano is going to be listed there. Horizon is going to be listed there. It's something that I'm very excited about. Horizon is, by the way, not on the list. It probably belongs to OK or Grand Tier. It already has risen up quite a lot this month. And you guys know I was shilling it to you at $6. Many videos done about Horizon. And I talked about, you want to do the faucets, you want to grind the faucets. And this was like, it was probably here when I talked about do the faucets. And now it's like crazy going up. I mean, this was the peak was at almost $30. Its high is $60. It had halving also not too long ago. So getting a new all-time high is definitely on the table. That is 10x. Over 10x, because I've shielded when it was probably $5 as well. Go back to check out my old videos. Maybe somebody can look down to that and get the answer down below. But Horizon, very bullish on still. Chainlink, I think it's going to be on OK tier. Oracles is probably going to have some type of a cycle here coming up. And then they could be going into the Grand tier. But Chainlink is good still. I believe in it. Cosmos, I like the project, but I don't necessarily see anything super big that could make it a revolutionary player, so I'm just going to be putting it OK tier. Dash, gone through a lot of trouble because the privacy coin delistings, but I still think it's going to do okay. It's kind of between these two. I do have some Dash, maybe like 1 point something, but I haven't sold yet. Decreed has been doing pretty well as well. They have this DEX coming out. But I don't think they're long-term going to be big players. I think they're going to be having some type of boost this year still. I, by the way, sold my bags already. But yeah, I think Decreed is okay, and maybe there's something, but it's kind of like, the staking is kind of expensive. I think like you have to have quite a lot of Decreed in order to participate on the proof of stake, so I don't like that. Digibyte, another coin that has gone through, let's see its current chart, Digibyte. I already sold this one too for personal reasons. I had a bit of a fight with the developers, and I got really pissed on that autism with what was going on. But Digibyte has been doing pretty well this year, right? But is it gonna be going up again? Like, what is gonna be Digibyte's like? It's a strong community. That's kind of what it's flying, keeping in a boat. But yeah, it belongs to the OK tier. I think it's still some money to be made. Doge went to 2 cents this year. Also a pretty, what is a Doge's? The problem with Doge is it's inflating. It doesn't have a max supply. And Digibyte, by the way, might implement proof of stake, and that's when, if that happens, I'm back on board. But Doge, for instance, its all-time high was, no, this can't be. I think it went 2 cents earlier. Maybe I'm wrong about this, but yeah, I still think it's okay investment, but might as well, we want to choose between Digibyte and Doge. Pretty similar. Digibyte can issue assets though. Electronium, I think they have capitalized pretty well on those plans of like selling digital money time on mobile phones and etc. And they just have a strong community, and that's why they're up still. So that's why I think it's going to be okay. Elrond, a lot of people talking about it. People have showed it to me as well. Definitely a dark horse. I have no idea what is going to be happening with Elrond. So it's definitely a dark horse. Engine, another one that is it's between OK tier and a dark horse, because we don't know if there's going to be. I don't really know actually about Engine. Is it actually even a dark horse? Because maybe it just belongs to the negative tier, or yeah, I guess it's I don't really know with Engine. Like, I still hold it. NFTs are still gonna be a thing, but like the gas fees and everything, like, doesn't look good. Are they working on layer 2 solutions? I'm pretty sure not. So I'm just gonna be putting them as kind of like they're gonna be probably staying the same. EOS, sorry guys, it belongs to the RIP tier. Larry Mel left. EOS is, look, I don't hate EOSCO. I think the tech is good, but it's run by Chinese cartel, and it's been going down. It was in top 10, guys. Now it's below $3. This is not good. I don't see anything that could basically fix them. You can see this chart here, and you can see trading versus Bitcoin going massively down. Massively down. So this is not good. I'm just have no faith on EOS right now. It could be on the negative tier, but I think it's going to be just going down. It's just like, it's done. Ethereum Classic, same shit. I don't see any faith. 4 hacks this year. No, sorry, last year. Ethereum is going to be on Emperor tier, because Ethereum, even, I think people are going to be waking up to the Ethereum's problems later on, but the fact of the matter, people still believe in Ethereum 2.0, and the fact is that its cap was at all-time high was 3 years ago, 1,400, and we have gone through thickenings, supply, and also they are proposing this thing where the gas fees are actually burned, and this makes it sort of a deflating, and it's already deflating because Ethereum has moved through the chain to the beacon chain. So technically it will become more deflating asset, and you might see like very high, go 6,000, 10,000 are definitely on the table for this year. That's how these changes can have a really big impact. Filecoin, another dark horse, hard to say where it's going. Kind of disappointed how hard it's to really get into the project in general, because there's a bit of a jumping gap to it. Then we have Handshake, which I don't know much about, but it's like very censorship resistant, like interface for, I think, websites or something. Another very dark horse. I'm going to be buying it though. Hedera Hashgraph, I own like $2 or something. I have no idea what's going to be happening with it either. Dark horse. Hex, not a believer, guys. Not a believer. People say, do videos on Hex. Okay, if the Hex people community come out for it, okay, we're going to pay you this much to do a video on the project. Maybe I comply. But the gas fees are just so ridiculous that I'd rather just use some of those Tron forks out of Hex, which in my opinion improve the original code of Hex. So I'm not really big on that. Hive is just not going to be having a lot of momentum right now, in my opinion, because some of the key people went to work on the project called Coin with a K. And there was this chain split. I think it's a still good coin, still good project. I'm going to be using Hive still, but I just don't see it as a great investment. I usually dump it to other currencies. Huobi token, I think all the exchange tokens are going to be having a negative effect on the bull run cycle, but once the bear market cycle goes, all these tokens are going to be going up. So when during bear market, the exchange coins tend to do pretty well. Okay, that's usually been the sentiment for Binance. Coin did really well. The Huobi token, the BitMax token, and Leo. Leo is something I still hold. I still hold KuCoin as well. Icon, I just don't see it really competing with a lot of the other blockchains right now in the smart contract space. IOTA, they went through a hack too. Kind of like a dark horse, to be honest. Kava works with Binance. I have some staking right now. Interesting model. Could be in the OK tier. Kamado, pretty... they're just going to all blab about this atomic swap things. But I don't think it's that really big of a deal. So I don't think Kamado is this sort of a... It's between okay and negative. I maybe should have had another tier here, but whatever. Kusama, I'm bullish on because, well, it's Polkadot, parachain, it's the Polkadot testnet sort of and because of that, I think there's a lot of potential for it to go up alongside with Polkadot and even perhaps more, and because the market caps are still different, and I just see a lot of activity on the chain, a lot of fans and etc. So that's good. Litecoin also grand tier. I mean, you have to remember Litecoin also is quite away from its all-time high. Litecoin was at $375, and that is before halving took place. So I mean, it's right now at 180. So definitely can go. It needs only go to once, like double up to be at all-time high, or actually more than that, and then it will have the new halving and the bull run effect. So it could go to 1K, and that's where I'm going to be cashing out myself. So that's pretty good. It could at least $600. Loopring has been doing really well. I sold on it. Okay tier. It's on layer 2 solutions, kind of a hard contender. Matic, because of everything that's going on with the stablecoin stuff, belongs to the grand tier. They're building a lot of stuff. Monero, I'm sad to say, probably on a negative tier, between okay and negative. It's going to be the number 1 privacy coin, but there's going to be too much like negative things. And have they still even finished the atomic swaps? I don't know. That could be the only way to cash out Monero into fiat through atomic swaps. And then you're just going to be paying a bunch of fees because you're going to be likely just swapping it to, I guess, Bitcoin. Nano, I just don't see it. It just went through up now. But what is Nano going to be doing? It doesn't have a bridge. All the utility, all the concept of Nano is to be on Nano. Nano doesn't have smart contracts. Nano doesn't have token issuance. It could be the perfect place for stable coins, but there's no stable coins in Nano. So you fucked. Sorry, Nano. I like Nano as a project. It's a great concept, but I just don't see it as a great investment now. Near, I also a dark horse. I have no idea what's going to happen. Tomorrow is the NEM XEM airdrop, and after that it's going to be going down, and people are probably going to be investing on Symbol. They run out of already developer funds. I just don't see a bright future. Neo, I guess it's going to be okay. You're going to be relying on a lot of Chinese boosts. Nexo, I see also as a great option because it's alongside with Celsius, it's been doing great. Ocean Protocol, another one that has a lot of partnerships going on. Okay tier. Ontology, not a big believer on. This is like the worst version of Neo. Pirate Chain, I like it. It's better. Could it outperform Monero? I guess it can. I think it has better privacy. Emperor tier, Polkadot, I don't, self-explanatory, has a lot of potential, a lot of upside things, and it's been going up a lot already now, but I think it's still going to go at least to $50 maybe. Qtum, old chain that nobody uses. I don't even know what the fuck is this. Synthetics belongs to here. I have no idea. Ravencoin, I went through a hack. No place to be in crypto space anymore. Solana, another Emperor tier pick. I don't know it's gonna be how affordable to get into it right now, but a lot of partnerships on Solana. And Solana is right now on, where's the ranking? I can't see it. Well, it doesn't matter. We can market rank 42, and from its all-time high, $5, and now it's at 3.43. So I mean, it could go to $6, $7. I see it good, and also those potential USDC partnerships and etc. And it's been recently listed on a lot of exchanges, wallets, and etc. So a lot of faith on that. Then we have Sora, which is going to be the token on PolkaSwap. I am pretty bullish on that. Might do a video on it later. Stellar Emperor tier, because potential USD, I think it's going to be going really, really high. I have to get back into buying it now. Synthetics. Okay, I guess. I don't really have a lot of opinions. Syscoin, Ethereum Bridge, first silver stable coin. A lot of promise to still go up. Tezos, not a big believer, guys. High inflation rate. There's also, well, not a lot of dApps, not a lot of things going, and just, there's been a year out, and I just don't see anything built on it. Then we have this one, a graph that's already kind of had its run. I don't see much happening. Tron, I don't really care what's going to be happening. Kind of negative. Doesn't really have reasons to go up. Juni, if the layer 3, maybe the layer 2 might happen. So it might go to okay. It could go even the highest grand tier if layer 2 is happening this year. But based on my understanding, it's not going to be happening this year. VeChain, another very institutional player. Still not on Coinbase. It was here on the list, and if it gets listed there, that's going to be another bump, and it has so many institutional players on it that it has a lot of potential. Leo, that was the stablecoin I hold, also it's pretty good because it's deflating. USDC we don't need to put in because it's Verge shitcoin. Waves, I think it will do okay. They're doing big things as well. Wax, I'm also bullish on because, you know, Waxy is now launched and it's going to be more Street Fighter coming in. It could go even to the Grand Tier, to be honest. I'm going to put Grand Tier a bit more bullish on it. XRP, negative, as I already explained why. Zcash, also, you know, no point to use Zcash when you can use Dash or something else. Zilliqa, also here on OK Tier. Rep PTC, we don't also need to add. But hey, this is already 27 minutes long. Not going to be making this any longer. This is my analysis. These are the coins that I'm recommending, and these are the coins which I'm not recommending buying. So everything on the bottom 2, I would not buy. Everything on the top 3, I would probably buy. And also, okay, tier, it's okay to hold your bags if you don't want to change them. I would probably stay on them. And who knows, I might be wrong or, you know, etc. But this is my take. Thanks for watching. We'll see you soon.